Hey travelers, I wanted to share a story that happened last night or this morning, like 3 a.m. But I'm sharing it to emphasize how unnecessary law enforcement is. Uh, and then the second thing I want to talk about real quick, because I got to take a shower. My day isn't done, but is gonna hit on what the last video said about bettering yourself always. And I'm saying these things because what I'm trying to do is kick up sand in your mind. Think about things that we're told not to think about, or envision a place completely different than where we are now, okay? So I've been helping a buddy out with some manual labor, and I got home maybe 4, 5 yesterday in the afternoon, and kids were already starting to party. I could smell the weed, coming in my window. And they had their music blasting, and that's fine. Like, noise doesn't bother me. But like, I was still awake around 2 a.m., 2:30. And they're still jamming, and it's just like, sometimes I hear people screaming and I'm like, oh great, someone's in a fight. But then, but they were just jamming, and it just got progressively more hype. And so it's like 2:30 in the morning, close to 3. And I'm starting to like doze off because I had to get up this morning. And I see these police lights. Like, the noise didn't bother me. Kids partying doesn't bother me. And yes, I call college students kids. They're kids. That's why this age thing with the pedophile thing means nothing to me. Like, they're just kids. When I was in my 20s, man, I drank and made an ass of myself all the time. Hell, 20s, 30s. But like, so all that didn't bother me. I didn't care. But then I started seeing blue lights, like cops, outside my window. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? And I'm hearing cars, like they're revving their muscle cars up, and they're like drag racing down my street. Again, I don't care about that. But then they were attracting the attention of law enforcement. So then these cops, I start seeing these lights. Well, I'm just kind of like, whatever, man. There's consequences. They're probably just going to tell them to shut up and go home. Because I'm on a very quiet street. Usually there's just joggers. There isn't it's not a big party scene where I live. And then my neighbor like pokes his head in my window. He's like, dude, grab your gun. Like, something's going down. I'm like, dude, like, did one of these kids that get beat to death or something? Like, what? So I grabbed my gun. And because I was starting to doze off, I'm a little disoriented. I didn't expect my neighbor to pop his head in my window. And so I grabbed my gun, and it's in a concealed holster, and I put it in my shorts, and I throw on a shirt. Well, I didn't check to see if my shirt had covered the weapon. And I go out the front door, and there's like 20 to 30 drunk college students, like, partying, muscle cars revving. Cops are now filtering through the streets. Most of the kids are driving off or running off. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on, bro? And my neighbor's like, I don't know, like, there's like a mob outside. And I'm trying to assess what's happening in my front yard. And there's like 3 guys in my front yard right outside my door. And and one of them goes, holy shit, he's got a gun. And then it occurred to me I didn't pull my shirt down over it. And I was like, what are you guys doing? And one of the guys is like, we're having fun, man. And I was like, that's cool, but nobody else is having fun, dude. Like, it's 3 a.m., you're revving your engines, like, you're waking people up. Somebody clearly called the cops. And he goes, are you a snitch, man? Are you a snitch? There's like 20 fucking military age dudes. I mean, there's women in there too. But I mean, I was, you know, if that had gone bad, I wasn't gonna fist fight my way out of that bullshit. And so I'm glad I had my fucking gun. Well, you know, it made them speak to me, you know, communicate with me. Don't show your ass, communicate with me. And he's like, am I on your property? I was like, yeah, but I don't care, bro. Like, what I care about is all these cops on my street. I was like, I don't want these fucking cops around my house. I don't want to talk to these guys. I was like, you attracted all these fucking cops. Like, I was like, dude. And he didn't really know what to say. And he goes, are you going to snitch on me, man? And I was like, dude, I'm not snitching on anybody. But I was like, and he pulled out his wallet and he started like going through cash, like he was going to pay me or something. I was like, bro, I'm not snitching on anybody. I was like, just get these cops out of here, man. Like, take the party somewhere else. Clearly the cops are showing up here. And he goes, I hear you, big brother. I hear you. Or, I hear you, big bro. I hear you. And I'm like, okay. I delivered what I had to say. He acknowledged that he heard me. So I went back inside. I didn't want to deal with them cops or anything. I didn't, you know. And so I go back inside. Maybe 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, man. They had rounded up all their homies, and I could hear the muscle cars taking off, and they took it somewhere else, man. So within 10 minutes, like, they were partying for like 10 hours, you know, and then like within 10 minutes, okay. And all I had to do was communicate. Now, would that have gone differently if they didn't see my gun? Maybe. They were drunk. And I know how stupid 20-year-old men are. So, you know, maybe it would have. But I had my weapon. And this is what I was saying in a previous video. I would rather somebody see what I have and what I'm capable of, because I don't want to surprise them. That's just going to get me put in maximum security lockup. Like, I want people to know what I'm capable of. I want people to know what I am, who I am. Well, you don't have to know who I am, but like, know what I am. Like, just be respectful, communicate with me. Like, I don't want to surprise somebody, and it's for my conscience, man. Like, if I have to go kinetic with somebody, whether it's beating their ass or drawing my weapon, I would rather they know, so they know whether they want to fuck with me or not. Because if they don't see the weapon, they don't know whether they want to fuck with me or not. But when they see the weapon, now they can make a decision. Do I want to fuck with a guy with a weapon? You know, or do I not? Like, and they're able to make different, now there's options in their brain, especially if alcohol's involved. So, you know, that's just something that I was pointing out, and just how unnecessary law enforcement is. I've said it in so many videos. Like, cops can do nothing better than you, you know. And really, it's just this not appropriateness, that's definitely not the word, convenience, the convenience of having somebody else show up and handle your shit, rather than you having to put yourself out there and handle your own shit. That's really why people are so brainwashed that cops are necessary, because it doesn't enter their fucking mind that they can handle their own shit. That's what the American way was supposed to be. You know, that's what it was, I'm sure, maybe once upon a time. I don't know, man. But we're not meant to be this mommy-daddy police state and this prison system, this privatized prison industry, man. Like, this is not the American way. This is not freedom. Like, cops are just not necessary, and 9 times out of 10, they're gonna make things worse when they show up. It's better to handle your own shit than to call cops, because when cops show up, you don't know how bad it can get. All right, their job isn't to stop crime, it's to investigate crime. So they're gonna start investigating, and usually the person that called the cops are the ones that get fucked up. Like, That's not a strange occurrence. That's not rare. It's normal. Like, cops are not necessary. That said, you know how I was saying in the video last night how always make yourself better? So my friend is consolidating. Rent has gone up. The economy sucks. He's consolidating several businesses into one location. So I'm his friend, and I'm not going to let him do that shit alone. And so I show up and I help. But it's more than that. Like, he is great with my brain. My brain is moving in two different directions right now. So, you know, he's good at woodwork. He's good at carpentry. He's good at, you know, he can do plumbing. You know, he's good with electrician shit, like, which I won't go anywhere near. He has so many fucking skills, man. And like his knot work, being able to tie knots, and like, incredible, man. And he's innovative. He's like, he works with what he's got, and like, he works smart. And it's just every day I work with him, I learn something new, or maybe something I already knew. It's getting better because I'm doing it more with him, and you know, he has more experience than I do. You know, so every day I'm learning, and he's making me better. And what's even better, the whole reason we're friends to begin with is, you know, he's also a lifelong martial artist. And when I used to actually work with him, he was doing Aikido and Iijutsu swordmanship, quick draw. And so he's better with a sword than I am. And his Aikido mirrors my Hapkido, and you know, so we always got along. I'm a knife guy and a Hapkido guy. He's a sword guy and a Aikido guy, and so like, we always got along. Everything's cool. We never run out of stuff to talk about. Well, since I've been gone, he's been into the Filipino martial arts, Kali, Eskrima. He's familiar with Panatukan, which I'm very familiar with. And you know, I come from the Inosanto lineage, and he comes from a different lineage, but he's so excited because back when he knew me, because I'd been doing the Filipino FMA, Filipino martial arts, for like, I mean, back then, 10, 12 years, but then now, like, over 20, you know, so it's cool, man. Like, we both learn, like, he picks my brain on some of that, or he tells me what he's going over, and sometimes we'll drill a little when, you know, we're taking a break from the work, and man, it's cool. But every day I'm getting better. And you know, I've mentioned that injury that I'm trying, my parachuting injury, my back injury, and how I'm trying to work on things. Well, the injury caused me to gain weight, and of course more weight is going to stress me out, like put more stress on my back and aggravate it more. And so I'm trying to work through training to get my core solid again, to help support my back. But I can't train like I used to with my back this fucked up, man. That's why I gained weight to begin with. And so this is good. It's manual labor. I get to burn calories. I'm learning new things every day, and I get to hang out with my friend, and you know, we play back and forth, you know, with the, you know, knife fighting, and it's great. I mean, he's the only dude I've ever met that can put a 0 edge on any blade. Like, incredible. Like, I am not that. Like, Delta guys know everything about a gun. Most of them are armorers in their spare time and things like this. They know all the gear, and they help develop a lot of the gear, the, you know, gun gear. And so, you know, it's like the difference between me and a Delta guy being good shooters, but them knowing everything there is to know about a gun, whereas I'm just really proficient and functional with it, right? My buddy's like that with blades, man. And I love it. It's great. So every day I'm getting better, and it's good for my health. It's good on my back, and just it's great. And this is what I mean, like, always be bettering yourself. Don't ever get stagnant. Don't ever believe that, oh, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Bullshit. That's bullshit. Always get better. But okay, I gotta jump in the shower. I got places to be, bro. Just over 15, not bad. Next time, travelers.